I have some new energies in my collective, so let's tap in. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. Let's tap. Tap, tap, tap. And let's see what's going on. Oof. Chariot. Moving and shaking. Moving and shaking. Let's see what the energy is showing. Going places, riding in, riding up, coming through, rolling through. I don't know who this is for. Seven of Swords. They're trying to make something clear. That's a lot of emotion. Hopefully we're going in the right direction. Yeah, hey man. You might have been stuck for a little bit. Come on now, collective. We got to get out of that energy. We're not tolerating that. That's not what we do over here. Seven of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, you're in a little bit of a rut. Let's get out of that. Let's get some forward motion going on. Queen of Swords. Stuck mentally, maybe? Not making any progress on something that you've been working on something. You hit a roadblock though. With the seven, in the seven energy, you hit a roadblock in some kind of way. Yeah, you ran into some level of stagnancy. Were you working on a project that didn't get off the ground immediately? You had to put a little bit more work into it? It could be. At the end of the day, this is a collective energy. We all have our hands in something. We all have our hands in something. We all have to pivot every now and then. We have to regroup, replan, take notes, make new notes, learn some things. It happens all the time, and this should be happening organically, or it seems like it's working out in an organic way. You might have been doing things against the grain before, and now you're going with the grain. That's for someone. Going against the grain didn't work out for you. Let's get the Seven of Swords. Let's clear this up a little bit. This is the Darkwood Tarot because it seems like you were stuck for a little bit, but you managed to get out of it. But something happened that allowed you to do that. Ace of Wands. That teaching, learning, Four of Swords, the time in which that you spend inside, in the books, learning, practicing. Someone had to go through a period of practicing. And when you have to practice, you have to somehow master something that you were trying to get off the ground. So it's quite possible that it took you some time to get something off the ground, but you've gotten into some sort of rhythm. Or you've prepared for something in a way that allowed you to establish a better routine. Yeah. Three of Wands. You had to. You had to move away from a space. The Three of Wands can indicate sometimes extracting your energy from something that wasn't moving you forward. So the collective has made some major moves outside of an old narrative or outside of something that didn't create the growth that you were looking for. With the Nine of Pentacles here, it's as if you had to keep your eye on the prize while you were pursuing the fruits of your labor, or putting in the work. Sort of like the learning process. You know, when you get a degree or when you learn anything, when you are cultivating something, you have to be able to become the student. So when you become the student, that's when you go into the seven energy of trying to figure out which direction to go next in order to push the envelope further, you know, with more intention and with more creativity that comes from the root chakra. You know, you want it to come from the depth of who you are, from the most passionate part of who you are, and the most confident part of who you are. So that takes time to cultivate. Someone could also be learning how to drive. I don't know where that is coming from. You might be learning how to drive. Okay, good for you. Learning is learning. Hey, we need more of that skill development. So it's taken someone to a long time to learn how to either drive a vehicle or drive their own life. Take the reins of their own life. 8 of Swords. And maybe because you weren't seeing the results. It might have taken you some time to figure out when you were going to see results. So you had to keep practicing. Think of all the things that you've done in your life over the last 5 years. That's for someone. The last 5 years is very significant for someone who's been practicing, learning, or doing something that's allowing them to grow. 10 of Pentacles. To cultivate, to get to that point where they have made some progress. So you went through a period of not making progress, but now I feel as if the energy has started to move. 9 of Swords. Cultivating from a place of having to rest. So I'm getting the impression, because I feel this battle that's here between this 7, 8, 9, 10 energy has created a little bit of resistance for someone. It's giving me the impression that you have struggled with putting in the time, talent, resources that are necessary to develop something in order to get it off the ground. It's giving, I want the fast results. But this project or this idea has time attached to it. You can't rush something that is intentionally meant to be created with time. You cannot cultivate a finished product until you have actually done all the work. So if you've struggled with not being able to make progress in your projects, then keep practicing. That's a triple P. Progress in your projects. Keep practicing, or keep putting in work. You know, anything that's meant for you is going to take time. So let's see how we can get out of this, because someone in my collective needs a gentle push. So let's give them a push, Spirit, in the right direction, hopefully. 2 of Pentacles, Chariot, Injustice. So yeah, this is your gentle push. It's funny because this card in the middle is not even supposed to be in this deck. This is a completely different deck, and the Chariot came back out. So I find that hilarious that it would come out, but very important. So we're moving from a place of resistance into a place where we can start moving in the right direction. So if you've been going against the grain or paddling against the waves, then you've been moving in the wrong direction. No wonder you've had some resistance. You might have tried to skip over a step or rush through something that didn't seem to bring you to a place of peace, or didn't seem to bring you to a place where you felt progress. And it's because you didn't do the preparation, or you tried to skip over a step, or you just didn't invest the time, because what you're cultivating takes time. So this would be a great moment for the collective to write down their intentions for the new year. You move into the new year with a sense of, I put in some work, I put in some time, and once you do that, you already have a head start on 2026. I truly believe that the best time to start cultivating something is right now. Right now is the best time, because naturally, look at nature. nature is replenishing itself. Nature is becoming more chill and coming into a sense of a cave, moving into a sense of winter, or being covered so that things can regenerate. And because they're regenerating, that's the entire reason why this season is the best time to cultivate, to prepare for when we move into the season of snow and ice and winter. So start to store those resources within you. Start to store the things that you need to make progress as you move your projects through the next coming weeks and months, so that 2026 will be the year where you start to see the results, or the results are more solid. Let's get one more dark wood on the results, just to give you some hope, some medicine, you know. Pardon my pooch. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you for being here. Please hit the like button on your way out. I greatly appreciate it. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Fool. So not only do you get an opportunity to begin again, you get an opportunity to do it the way that you intended to do it the first time. So if that is for you, if you intended to do something in a simple way the first time and you made something more complicated, that the manner in which you made your life or your project more complicated is the entire reason why this has not presented any results. It's because you're supposed to simplify it or break it down into incremental pieces that are necessary. But you've reached that point, but by force. Spirit has forced you to look at what isn't working. That's the reason why you found some stagnancy in the direction, because the entire time you've been going against the grain. And Spirit has redirected you and placed you in a situation where you get to begin again. But that's because you've actually ran to a point where it was halted, stopped, or slowed down to a point where you don't have a choice. And that's normally where we get to when we are, starting over or rebuilding. If you have an opportunity to watch the channeled message, that is the energy of where you're going to be on the other side of getting this project moving in the right direction. It's just going to move organically. And that is the movement that you're looking for. And it's because you're having to learn. You're having to learn again, or create something again. Give birth to something again. But I don't even think you're ready to give birth yet. You have to get your ducks in a row in terms of the resources that you have either allocated towards it or the direction in which you'd like to take it. So if this is for you, if you've taken any nuggets, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day.